can you give us some of the history of the Chamber of Commerce, or maybe tell us how many members the Chamber of Commerce has today?
So the Ritchot Regional Chamber of Commerce started about 5 years ago. It was a group of local business owners that felt that we needed to have representation and a voice to promote the local businesses together. Fast forward 5 years, we're at about just over 100 members at this current time.
Okay. From what I understand, you're looking to grow that. Tell us about those plans.
So the challenge with smaller chambers of commerce is always the scale of the number of businesses in the region, and that translates to how many members you can access and join. To have a healthy chamber, you need about 250 members in a region. We feel that for multiple reasons, the RM of Ritchot, we've done fairly good strides into promoting the benefits of a Chamber of Commerce, but the RM of Tache, which is right beside our RM, has no Chamber of Commerce except for a small group in Landmark, which has this Landmark Chamber of Commerce. So in discussions with the Manitoba Chamber of Commerce, it seems to be a trend that in rural markets where they're geographically dispersed or you don't have that much population, smaller chambers are starting to group together to create a more larger regional chamber. So we saw that as an opportunity for creating a larger chamber. The technical term, it's a boundary expansion that we're doing to our current boundary, and we're going to rebrand or rename the chamber to the Ritchot Tache Regional Chamber of Commerce, which is what we're proposing it would be called.
By how many members do you think the chamber could potentially grow with this merger or this joint forces?
So I think for sure in the first 1 or 2 years after we do the boundary expansion that we would be able to easily double our membership and try to hit that sweet spot or that sweet number of 250 members.
Okay. Can you talk about, I know you mentioned that there certainly are some disadvantages or maybe some services that you can provide. Can you maybe expand on that as to how could the chamber become that much better with more members?
So when you reach enough members well, first of all, the Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit organization that exists to serve the benefits of its members. To be able to translate that into tangible products or services or value, you need to have paid staff. So typically small rural chambers are run by a volunteer board of directors and volunteer board members, and depending on the size, you'll have a half-time person, a full-time person, or a few full-time people. At 250 members, a chamber should have enough revenue to fund one full-time equivalent person to be able to promote and push the whatever the membership feels that they need to benefit them.
Okay. So then today the Chamber of Commerce would have the I guess the equivalent of how many full-time positions, or what does that look like today?
So today we have an admin assistant. Her name is Rachel Pelletier. She works approximately 10 to 15 hours per week. We also have an open position, which is a chamber relations manager role, which would also be a part-time role that we have not yet filled. That role would be responsible to speak with, talk, interface, get new members. So it basically would be an outreach face of the chamber. I think that's where a lot of the value comes. So once you reach 250 members, you could increase the hours of our the admin's assistant role, and also then justify having a part-time person talking with their members and giving them value, or asking them, what is there newsworthy happening at your business, or what challenges are you having, or what would you like to see the chamber help you with, or what are the issues that are preventing you from growing your business. So we're basically waiting for the right person to hire in that position.
Okay. And right now you've sort of touched on this already, but for a potential member out there, what are some of the advantages to becoming a member of the Chamber of Commerce?
So before I answer that question, I'll take a step back. The majority of jobs and economic activity in any market is all on the backs of small, medium-sized businesses and business owners. I think of the percentages, like over 80% of jobs in any given market is from small to medium businesses. So from a community standpoint, the place that we get our jobs as citizens of any given community is usually small, medium-sized businesses. Of course, there's exceptions to those rules, but that's the case especially in rural Manitoba. So the benefits of joining a Chamber of Commerce doesn't have to be ours. It could be the Steinbach Chamber of Commerce or the Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce, depending on where you geographically operate. Is number one, having a voice for business, having somebody fighting for you, for your causes. Also, there's opportunities to be introduced to, connect with, and have conversations with other business owners, other peers, as well as politicians and other influencers that could have a dramatic positive or negative effect on your business if you're at the table having those conversations. And also there's a bunch of affinity programs for group insurance and discounts and those types of things that are added value benefits to the Chamber membership.
Okay. And maybe just tell us, where's this process at today? How close are we to this being a done deal?
So we are working with the Manitoba Chambers of Commerce, which is responsible for all chambers in Manitoba, and I believe we have 71 chambers in Manitoba. They are in the process of going through the details. We're really close. My personal opinion, and we can't take this as a fact, is in the next 2 to 4 months, we will see the formalities, the paperwork, the re-registration of the new chamber and the new boundary, and the dissolution of the current chamber from a legal entity.
Okay.